Hey Eric, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. You guys have, I think we talked about this a little bit last week, but on the third down front, is it just as simple as you guys have faced a lot of third and shorts or manageables, and those are tougher to stop? Or I guess what do you attribute the high rate of third down conversions against you so far this season to?
Yeah, that certainly doesn't help. We need to get ourselves more third and longs. Obviously, the third and three, third and fours are they're tough on everybody. Obviously, the playbook's wide open. They can run the ball, they can pass the ball, but that's no excuse. We need to get off the field. Guys got to do their jobs. We got to do a better job of rushing the passer and caging the quarterback. We got to do a better job of sticking with our guy in coverage, and we just got to be able to get off the field on third down.
Next question comes from Sam McEwen, Omaha World Herald.
Eric, this issue predates your arrival at Nebraska, but it continues to be an issue, and that's run defense. Why is it hard to stop the run in the Big Ten, particularly, and why have you guys struggled to do so? And how do you amend it? I'm not sure you can amend it in 1 week, but generally speaking, what's the upward trend to getting better at doing it?
Well, the number one thing that has to be done is eliminate big plays. There's there's games where you would have good run defense if you eliminated a couple big plays, but I mean, you can't say, well, we played good except for those two plays, because then you don't play good. So it's just about everybody doing their job every single play. There's a few plays from last week where it's one guy doesn't turn the ball back, or one guy, goes one gap too far in pressure, or whatever the case may be. But those plays, when you give up a 40-yarder or 60-yarder, 100 yards on two plays is going to kill your run defense, statistically, if you'll say. So the number one thing is eliminating the big plays, and then you gotta, up front, we got to do a better job of tackling off the line of scrimmage and not giving extra yards. Those hidden yards are backbreakers too, where you hit the running back at the line of scrimmage or from one, and he ends up getting three or four. Those hidden yardages are backbreakers right now. So we need to get those two issues cleaned up.
I know that when Nebraska joined the Big Ten back in 2011, Bo was pretty honest about we don't exactly have the personnel. In other words, the Big Ten was a bigger league and stronger, and Nebraska was in sort of a spread personnel defensively. Do you feel like personnel wise, in terms of the players you have on the field and the recruiting that you're doing, that you guys are exactly where you want to be, or is it going to take another class or two to find the precise players that make run defense easier just because they fit the profile?
Yeah, are we exactly where we want to be? Um, Probably not, but you can't blame the players. Saying we don't have the right players, that's not an excuse. We have the right players. We have good players. We have good kids. We've got to get them more ready to play football, and we've got to find a way to help them be better at their jobs, help them succeed on the field. So I don't want to sit here and say we need different players, because that's not an excuse. We've got to play with the guys that we've got, and we've got good ones. And I don't want to take anything away from the guys we've got. They can do this. I have confidence in them. They can do this. Do we always want to recruit more guys, more talent? Absolutely. But we need to get this done with the people we have in the program right now.
Next question from Kevin Suits, KOLN KGIN.
Hey, Coach, curious the attitude of the team this week. If you look at this game, there's a lot rolled into it. It's a rivalry game. They obviously want to right their wrongs from a week ago. And also there's a shortened week, which typically would lend itself to having a little more sense of urgency. So what have you seen out of your team over the past few days at practice, and then mentally where they're at?
Yeah, I didn't know exactly what we were going to get. Obviously you're riding high after Penn State, and then you're pretty low after the last game. You don't know what you're going to get, and they came in ready to work, and they've been great. Coach Frost did a great job with them. They've just been, they were flying around on Sunday at the walkthrough. We had a little walkthrough, and they were trying to fly around then. They're ready to work. They have good spirits. They want to correct their mistakes. So I give nothing but compliments to the team for their attitude and coming into work on Sunday night, Monday morning.
Evan Bland, Omaha World Herald.
Hey, Eric, just wondering, as someone who played at Iowa and knows that program well, what does this rivalry mean kind of to both sides? And maybe what's the level of frustration around Nebraska about Iowa winning 5 straight in this series?
Well, I think the level of the rivalry is super high, and it's a relatively, I guess, newer rivalry in football because of the conference realignment. But I think there's been a lot of rivalries between the states for a long time in a lot of different categories. So I think it means a lot to not only the players on both sides, but the fans on both sides, the people of each state. This is a game that if you can't get ready for this one, then you probably don't need to be playing college football or at Nebraska, because this is a game that everybody's ready for, and everybody wants to win this game, and everybody better leave it all on the field on this one, because this is a game that's super, super important to not only our program, but the state of Nebraska.
You hear a lot from former teammates, a lot of trash talk about, how this series has gone recently?
No, to be honest with you, just like any teammate, no matter where you're come from or where you end up, that they're very supportive of me first. And to be honest with you, I don't really hear much from them this week, because they know that there'll be some bite back real hard. So I think that kind of everybody kind of leaves each other alone during this one. But aside from this week, my teammates have been there. They cheer for us whenever they can. So there's no banter or anything like that.
Okay, we've only got time for about 2 more. Next up, Mitch Sherman, The Athletic.
Hey, Eric, following up on Evan's question there about Iowa, what is it like to be in this situation going into this game when you guys obviously have your backs against the wall a bit and know that Iowa is an opponent that's likely to have it out for you a little more than some of the others you might play? Is that what kind of a spot is that to be in for your team?
You're back against the wall. I don't know if that's necessarily how you'd phrase it. I don't think you can ever play or you can coach. You can't be pressed all the time. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to, whole grade sale. Things got to, we got to win this one. You got to. Coach Frost has put a process in front of us, just like he's done everywhere we've ever been, and we have to follow the process, and we have to keep chipping away at the process, and we have to keep developing these players, and we have to keep doing the right thing. Now, when you go into a game like this, the thing that changes is there's extra energy in practice. There's, even though there should be that energy probably all the time, but you get that extra pep when you're coaching, when you're playing during the game. You're going to be able to go a few more plays or a few more series. You're going to dig down deep because you know how much this one matters. But to press because whatever, your back's against the wall, that's the wrong thing to do. Coach hard and coach right and keep developing fundamentals and techniques and players is the right thing to do. So I think that's the process Coach Frost is put in front of us.
Thanks.
Okay, last question for Coach Chinander comes from Martin Hers, Daily Nebraskan.
Hey, Coach. I guess for your third downs, what does your defense have to do better on first and second down in order to create a more favorable third down situation for your defense?
Well, ideally, in a perfect world, you'd get you can get a negative play on one of those first or second downs, and get the offense off schedule, get them behind the sticks a little bit. But you always want to be in 3rd and 7 plus is ideal. And in order to do that, you have to play. Obviously, we all know what has to happen. A few things have to happen. There has to be a stop on a run, and a negative play and or an incomplete pass on first and second down. Those are the things that have to happen, and that's how you create really good series when you can manage the run game, or create a TFL. Then when it moves to the pass game, get a PBU and or a sack, and then you get yourself in some really favorable third and long to extra longs.
Okay, that's all the time we have for Coach Chinander. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.